What was different about that defense in the second half, plus in the shutout?
We made our halftime adjustments. First half there, we weren't really playing with our eyes, reading our keys. They came out, they ran a few trick plays that we hadn't seen on film. And, they did a good job scouting us to see what our weaknesses may have been last year. And, halftime, we really made some good adjustments. We came out and we just stuck to our game plan, and, it really worked out for us.
Does momentum carry over, come from behind a win like that?
Absolutely. Starting from the bus ride home, everyone's in a good mood. It's better, than losing and having to travel that far, on a plane ride home. But, the momentum has carried over to the beginning of this week. Practice today, everything's going smooth. Everything's easier. It's easier to go to class, easier to, go out in public when you win. So I definitely think that momentum has shifted in the right direction for us.
Tom, do you have to talk to any of the younger guys? I know a lot of times after a loss, you want to make sure they don't dwell on it. And after a big win, you want to make sure that they're not just riding high all week and, not focusing on the next opponent.
Yeah, absolutely. We have the 24-hour rule here. After a big win, 24 hours, celebrate, be excited about it, but it's time to move on. Some of the young guys may not have experienced a win like that in college. And, I think it's, the coach's job as well as the seniors and leaders on this team that, it's time to move on. We got a good team. We're going to play Indiana State. They got a good offense that our defense has to stop. And, it's time to move on and get to work.
You mentioned their offense. The words Shaquille Bell come to mind. Talk about the challenge.
Yeah, I'm sure he has a chip on his shoulder from last year because we held him, on defense. We did a great job containing him last year. I'm sure we're going to get his best shot this year. He's a great back. He's shifty, he's fast, and he runs hard. So, we'll definitely have our hands full with him. But again, it's being in our gap, being gap sound, reading our keys, playing with our eyes, and playing fast and physical as always.
Is it different because this may be the first true running back, with the exception of Michigan State, that you're really going to face?
Yeah, we definitely do have to key on him. Last week, they had a great tight end, Southern Illinois. This week, we're going to be focusing a lot on their running back. I'm sure with most teams that they play, they have to key him. He's a great back. He's very talented, like I said. So, yeah, we'll definitely have to make sure we know where he's at all times.
What else, in your mind, the mind of the coaches, is dangerous or challenging about the Indiana State offense?
They're physical. They're always a good physical team. They're always big up front. They always have some fullbacks and tight ends that could block. They're going to try and run it down our throat, but also they have a good quarterback who could pass. So, it's just going to be a good challenge for us, seeing how well we carry over that momentum from last week into this week.
No, they probably will have a chip on their shoulder. It's their first conference game. It's homecoming. They're coming off a difficult loss. They lost to you guys last year, which knocked them out of the playoffs. So can you just talk about, they're going to be pretty much geared up.
Mm-hmm.
Must win, I guess, for them.
Yeah, well, like Kurt was saying, every game in this conference is a must win. They're all going to come down to that last play of the game, as you saw last week. We just got to make sure we're geared up as well on all three phases: special teams, offense, defense. So I think we're going to be ready to go come Saturday. We're going to be leaving a day early, cut that trip in half. So I definitely think we're going to be ready to get their best shot Saturday.
Can you just talk about Parrish, their quarterback? It seems like he's been off to a pretty good start.
Mm-hmm.
I know the record doesn't indicate it, but
yeah, he's got a good arm. He's got good poise. We're just have to continue to get pressure on him, whether it be through blitzes or our D-line. Our D-line has stepped up huge this year. They've been playing with great energy. They've been playing physical, fast. So if we could get a good pass rush out of them, I think it's going to make it easier on the back seven.
When you guys faced a guy like Faulkner last week, he was a pretty good running threat. What are some of the keys for a linebacking core to make sure that, you in pass coverage, but at the same time, keeping one eye on him?
Well, first, you got to get your run pass read. But even if it's a pass, like you said, that quarterback always has the option of running. And like I said, if our D-line plays good, stays in their lanes, and continues to get a good rush, well then, it makes it easier on that back seven. But, it's always playing gap sound football and having a good rush.
You didn't get much of a pass rush in the first half against Southern. What was different in the second half? Because it doesn't look like you really blitzed a whole lot more.
No, like I said, we made some adjustments, came out second half and played with great energy. I think we played with better energy in the second half than we did in the first half. And that speaks a lot for our football team, especially on defense, that we just didn't give up. I couldn't be more proud of how we came out in that second half and how we flew around, got to the football on defense, and we had some guys that really stepped up and made some big plays for us.